Dun, 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 dun. Wait. This is Avengers Endgame, not Shazam, is it? I mean, they both came out in the same year, and they were easily two of the best superhero movies of that year. So why did I get them mixed up? Because they are both very, very freaking awesome movies. What is up, guys? It's me, the ALE Double X Prince, here to review Shazam. Nothing happened. Um, yes, the movie Shazam is a great movie, a fun action superhero movie, and personally, my favorite movie in the DC extended universe. I could watch this movie countless times. It's actually a perfect Christmas movie. I watched it over the holidays this year, and I had a blast. It's easily the funnest out of the DC extended universe movies, which is something people have complained about. And the funny thing is that this movie was kind of thrown at the last minute. So I remembered in 2015, DC announced all of their movie lineup. Shazam was nowhere in the list, and they gave us this movie, and it was incredible. It was just fun, um, out of this world, and it's just great. And it was different from most superhero movies because no other superhero movie has done this, but other movies have done this, more particularly Big, starring Tom Hanks, about a kid who becomes an adult and just has fun. And the same thing could be said about this movie. It's basically that movie plus a little bit of Superman to be exact. This is hand sanitizer, remember. Stay away from COVID. Just be aware. Anyways, this movie was just fun. First of all, the movie has great cast. It was just off the walls. Billy Batson, um, Asher Angel, who people do not give props because he was the perfect. He was really well casted in this film. He gave us. I mean, he was a teenager. He was the teenager that he was supposed to be, but he brought the spark and the emotion, especially in that final scene where he finally meets his mom for the first time in years, and the tragedy that happened, the how the mom ended up leaving on purpose. That was just a very traumatic story to watch. Um, and then you have Zachary Levi, who plays adult Billy Batson, or in this case, Shazam. Still nothing. Um, Now, in the comics, his name is Captain Marvel, but because that is the same name of a female superhero in the MCU, uh, a lot of people can agree that they really should have given this guy the name Captain Marvel. But it kind of worked because they even make fun of the fact that we can't call him Captain Marvel. They make up his name, Captain Sparkle Fingers. They move around his name. It's like, this is horrible. Like, I have horrible names. And it's just funny. Honestly, the highlight was that montage where they just um have fun, play with their the superpowers, seeing if he could fly, if he has immunity, if you could break wood over his head. Like, all of these things were just super fun, and it was just entertaining as hell. Um, if that was the whole movie, I would have been happy with it. But typical Hollywood movies, we gotta have a villain and we have to have some conflict, which is like, okay. And the villain was not that bad. A lot of people hated the villain. I will say this: the CG wannabe gargoyles were pretty fucking bad. I'll say the CG was terrible. When they talked, it was stupid because they are still have their mouths open. They don't move their mouths. Nothing. It was just super lazy. I don't know. That was just weird. You could make the argument that they're statues. But Mark Strong, he played just a crazy evil supervillain. Like, he's just an obsessed man who hates his family because they always talk down to him. His brother was an asshole. His father sees him differently now. So you feel for him, but the guy is fucking crazy, to say the least. He fucking choked a child. Like, goddamn. Um and I'll get to the final act when I get to it, but um, it is really weird to see high school bullies in this movie because if you look at it, the movie takes place in modern times. It's not like, oh, this is in the 70s and the 80s or something like that. This is taking place in modern times. And bullies don't act the way these bullies act. Like they run over handicapped kids, they make fun of people with no families. It is just horrible. And I was like, this is not believable. Like, and it's like, yeah, this is probably the biggest negative of this movie because I hate these bullies. Like, and I know you're supposed to hate bullies, but they shouldn't be forcing it down your throat. Like, we are fucking assholes. Hate us. It's like, no, just get the fuck out of the way. Like, if these bullies were real, they would probably get fucking shot. Like, and that's the problem with it. Like, and I don't know what is it with horror directors. They just make typical, like, I don't know. It's always horror directors who cast these bullies. David F. Sandberg, who has had some pretty solid movies. Well, one in particularly called Lights Out. That one was very underrated. I really recommend you to watch this. But like I said, he's doing Shazam, and now he's doing Shazam 2, which is called Fury of the Gods. I honestly can't wait to see that. That sounds like a lot of fun. Um, but I thoroughly enjoyed the movie outside of that. Let's talk about the finale. A lot of people say it was like too much and too silly. I thought it was the perfect amount. With the movie that it was trying to be, it was the right amount of silly. And honestly, if you were to take out the foster kids, the rest of them, um, it probably would have hurt the movie because all of them had a thing to play in. And honestly, if you want to do diversity, they had a great. So let me just name the kids: Jovan Armin, Fatih C. Herman, Ian Chen, and Grace Fulton. Those kids were great. I mean, I already talked about Jack Dylan Grazer being super good, probably the best part of the movie. And that part where he actually is acting like, I wish I was Shazam. No shit. Like, I'm tired of people feeling sorry for me. Like, I want to be cool and be you. And that was some good conflict because that's how brothers act, especially if one was a superhero and one isn't. And I'm glad that it wasn't as dark because like if this was like directed by Zack Snyder, I would say this is the worst movie ever. No offense to Zack Snyder, but he would fuck up this entire movie. They got the right amount of charm in this movie. Um, and when the foster kids turn into other Shazam heroes, um, they were honestly pretty great. The fact that they got Megan Good and possibly she could possibly come back, that's gonna be great. Cause Megan Good, I had a crush on her for years, and now she's coming back. It's honestly a little bit awkward to see her in this movie because she's technically playing a 10-year-old, so it's a little weird. Um, but yeah, I even talked about Jimon Hansu, who basically plays Jimon Hansu as a wizard. Kind of ironic that he was in two Captain Marvel movies in the same year, of all things. Uh, but Jimon Hansu basically just wants to take down Dr. Savannah because the powers. He stole the eye that controls all the. I'm gonna call them gargoyles because that's what I look at when I see them. Um, so his performance was shortened to the points which should have been, and the parents did a good job of just doing their jobs as being parents. Martha Milans and I forgot the dad's name. Cooper Andrews. Cooper Andrews, who is honestly a very funny dude. If you see him in interviews, the guy's just clearly fun and likable. He's very charming. He's funny, and I really like the guy. The mom is super fine. Like whoa, like I've never seen this woman. Spanish American actress. Like yeah, you could tell she got Latina in here. Like you could tell. But these guys were great. The casting was just top notch, minus the bullies. But it's time to culminate and talk about my thoughts on the finale, which is, of course, people going to lunch, and then Zachary Levi comes out like, "Oh, that's the kid who made me the greatest superhero in the world. He's doing all this stuff," and then he's like, and then they surprise us by bringing in Superman, but only the half of him. Apparently it was played by a stunt double, Zachary Levi's stunt double, which is fine. And I really like the ending of how they showed um you know Shazam and like all the kids with the Flash and Batman. They take the Batmobile, they race the Flash. They try to hit on Wonder Woman. It was pretty funny. Uh, Pretty funny stuff. And I like how they took care of the whole DC extended universe. Like they do know that Batman and Superman are in this world, and they're basically franchises. So what better thing to do than to just own it and just say like, yeah, we are a franchise. Um, and just like, yeah, we're in a universe where Batman and Superman exist. They even used the Batarang that he took. They have the bullet from uh, shot by Superman. Like this was really well crafted and stuff. Something I would say that the end credit scene with I forget the name of the little worm. Uh, Let me find Mind Master or Mister Mind. Him being the villain was pretty good. For the next movie, I can't wait to see what he does with Mark Strong. It could be a unique villain take. I want to see them do it, but originally we were supposed to get Black Adam, who was gonna be played by The Rock. I could see why they didn't get it because The Rock is a very fucking expensive actor. But I can't wait to see what they do. But a movie that I've been begging to watch is a movie with Black Adam versus Superman and Shazam. We gotta do that movie. Zachary Levi, Henry Cavill, and Dwayne the Rock Johnson. Those three fighting each other. That's gonna be a kick-ass match. I would watch that movie just for the fight alone. Hell, go all the way. Go Fast and Furious with it. But yeah, that's my take. Shazam, I can't complain. I had a blast. This is my favorite movie in the DC Extended Universe, like I mentioned. It's made me the ALE Double X Prince. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And until then, I'm out.